Yes. Welcome to Virtual Tarot. My name is Ava.
And I am Trudy, and welcome to the swimming pool of Isis.
Da, 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 da.
The cool boys will be here soon.
Yes, they will.
I hope so.
We're
Anyway.
going for a dip after this.
Yes. So thanks for making the trip.
Yeah, thank you.
Through the tomb and then out the back door to the swimming pool.
They have a swimming pool back then.
Yes.
So we're in ancient Egypt, and
in the Old Kingdom.
In the Old Kingdom, and
during that time of the matriarchy.
We want to explore what happened.
Right.
Back then, how did the sacred feminine, where was it birthed? And it was birthed back here with Isis. Isis is one of the most ancient and revered goddesses of all time. And so we've decided to come back and take our time machine and come right back here and check it out.
She was the feminine part of the original Trinity.
Yes.
Which was, you may be surprised to know that the original Trinity was actually Horus, her son, Isis, and then her husband Osiris. Osiris representing God.
Right.
Isis representing would now be the Holy Spirit, I guess, because then we have Horus, who's the son.
Right, right. Because
they actually took the feminine right out of it.
Oh, that's right. Well,
it became the Holy Spirit.
Right. Well, Isis, you see, as I was saying before, was she was the goddess or the queen, let's just say, of heaven, earth, and the underworld. And the underworld is the world of spirit. It isn't hell, because hell was invented a little bit later.
Yeah, there's no hell back here in Egypt.
There's no hell. And in fact, hell was a recently, historically, relatively new concept. It didn't happen for another 1,500 years or so before it really became a real concept, you know, with devils and hellfire and all that. It was originally, the underworld was just about the subconscious, the world of dreams. And Isis was the queen.
Right, exactly.
So,
all right.
Now,
let's talk about Libra.
Let's talk about you, Libra.
Let's talk about you. Thank you for coming to the Oracle's table, because every month it's an exciting month for Libra. Last month you had a really exciting month once again, and it ended with the Knight of Wands, which we said it was PETA, like the boy on fire from the Hunger Games, or it's this impulsive sort of cocky attitude,
right?
And you know, that was sort of what was coming up at the end of the month. And we had said, you know, with the opening card, which was the Wheel of Fortune inverted, that the following card, which was the Sun inverted,
as your challenge,
could be turned around, right? If you were to pay attention to your health. We had recommended that you go out.
Mental and physical.
Yeah, you go out and exercise. Hopefully you got a little extra sun, a little vitamin D.
That's right.
And re-energized, and it looked as if you had at the end of the month. So let's see.
Let's see what happens this month for you. Pardon me, I keep moving your...
I need my...
She loves that, and I keep moving it. I don't know why.
It's my oracle.
It's connection to the divine.
That's right. That's right.
So here we go.
Oh my, the Empress. Okay, so Libra, the Empress. Okay, so this month you'll be focused on your sensual nature.
It's interesting because we pulled the same card in the first position also for Gemini.
Another air sign.
Another air sign, another sword.
So this seems to be the month of sensuality.
The month of sensuality.
Which is opposite of...
Which is opposite of the swords, because we don't have a cup anywhere.
But this is all about the heart.
It's all about the heart.
And it's major arcana sensuality, major arcana.
It's about reestablishing the spiritual side of yourself, finding again that part of you which is the deep emotional part of your
Which chakra would this be, the Empress? If you were to...
The heart chakra.
Is this the heart chakra?
Well,
I think of this as the card of sensuality, sexuality.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, see, yes, because it's reproduction. It could very well be.
Because it could be if you're a woman.
Yes.
You're reclaiming your sexuality. If you're a man, you're recognizing
the sexuality of someone else
around you.
The only reason I don't even think that the genitals really are where sexuality is confined, because for a woman, her sexuality is all pervasive.
It can be intellectual.
Yeah, and as a Gemini, it comes from here first. I mean, pardon me, as a Libra, it comes from here first.
Yeah.
It's the swords in general.
Right.
The air signs in general, they approach their sexuality first. They have to be visually interested. That is, it has to have a certain aestheticness for them to be attracted. And it has to have sort of a grace about it before it becomes attractive to them. So they see first, before they engage their heart.
Right. And it is about aesthetics a lot of it.
Yeah, it's about aesthetics for Libra.
Woo! Okay, let's see what we got. Turn that card. Wow. Okay, Libra, you're gonna fall in love. That's your challenge.
Your challenge is to fall in love. Your challenge is to to initiate love, really. Yeah. To initiate love, because the aces are about the beginnings. So it's to begin, perhaps. Yeah. It's to open your heart.
It's the source.
It's the source.
Yeah.
Right. So to go in, and it doesn't have to be only about physical, male on female kind of love, or any other kind of on and on.
Right.
It can very well be just going back to the source and opening up the heart chakra, the heart element of yourself.
Yeah.
And
it always reminds me of the communion cup too. You know how we take communion, and there's a certain way to prepare yourself before you commune with the gods or with your own sensuality. You have to be ready.
You have to be ready.
Yeah, there's a preparation that goes along with the Ace of Cups.
But another way of seeing it too, now to come to think of it, is that in the challenge position, you're being offered. So the Ace of Cups is about new love. It's about initiating love. It's about the start of something. It's about something being offered you that is in the context of what would be considered emotional love. And you feel at least that it's also imagination, it's also creativity. So you're being offered perhaps something either on a purely emotional level or a creative project. You're offered a creative project as well. So it's not just about human emotions, it can be about the creative process as well. So it's either initiating some sort of creative project or or starting to love.
That is your challenge.
Opening up and starting to love, or someone offering you.
Someone offers you.
Offers you love, and so then your challenge is to know whether you want it. To acknowledge, do you want it? Your challenge is to evaluate it.
Perfect. Next card.
Next card.
What is it?
Unexpected.
Oh my. So we have the Nine of Swords.
How interesting is that?
Yeah.
So this offer.
Unexpectedly.
This offer keeps you worried and up all night.
Well, and if it's not about this offer, there's something else going on in your life that has you
worried and up all night. So you're, the nines again are about
something hanging over your head.
Yes.
But it is in your head. So you're waiting for the sword to fall, or for something to happen. It's fear. It's the fear card.
Yes and no. I know that it primarily is considered to be that. But as a nine, nines are just before you complete something, you're at 9.
Oh yeah, so the worrying is at its pinnacle.
Right. So
because the 10
The 10 is the return to the 1.
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
So you're right at the end of a cycle of worry and angst, but it also very well could mean that you're looking back at all the troubles that you've had as well. So in other words, mental, that which is negative and the accumulation of the negative things in your mind, and that's what's agitating you in a sense.
Yeah, and that's in the position of the unexpected, or sometimes we call this position, and this too. It's kind of like where Spirit says, oh yeah, this is going on, but this too.
Yeah, or maybe that too.
And maybe this is going to like just highlight, this offer is going to highlight something, you know, past issues.
Yes.
That it just puts them sort of in on center stage.
But unexpected, see, it could be like when something is unexpected, it doesn't necessarily even have to relate to what's going on in your life as well.
Right, it's like an and this too.
It's like it comes in from sort of
from
nowhere.
The side, yeah.
So it could be something happened to someone that you care about, something that is going on that you didn't expect and that you have to worry about, or that you have to at least use your mind and to go over all the circumstances of it to then be able to overcome it, because the 10 is the next step where it's finished, so it's solved.
Well, the 10 is worried to death, basically, because if you see the 10, there's a fellow lying on the ground with 10 swords, sort of, you know, it's done because he's already worried himself to death. This is the on the way. The 9 is like, you haven't quite worried it to death yet. You haven't quite ruminated on it long enough to choke yourself. Which is coming,
I like that, yes.
But you are in the, you know, you're in the throes right before.
I don't mean to laugh at your misery. Please,
yeah, right
don't
before.
Think we're doing that.
Yeah.
I just think that it has several possibilities.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're not all bad.
And that, you know, there is, let's see what the last card is. So there's something else about this that I want to say at the end. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, doesn't that back that one up. Okay, so now we have the 9 of Wands. All right, it's time to focus on solving this problem before you move back to this situation. You've got some unfinished business here, basically is what this is saying. Yeah. So the 9 of Wands, I like the 9 of Wands because that's a card of seeking solution. Right. So you've gotten so far in your project, but now you've sort of come to an impasse with the 9, and you've almost completed it. However, there is one more thing you must do before you can move to the 10 and back around again. So to me, this tells me that you're sort of seeking solution, which is great, because this is causing great concern, great worry, great distress, whatever this situation is, and it is something you know you have to clear up before you can move into this monad, which is the source of love, because you got some unfinished stuff hanging out there. But the cards do say you're seeking solution.
Right, and also you're very close. You're very close to accomplishing your goal. You're very close to coming to the final end of the project, let's just say. You're very close also to, you know, sometimes when we work on things that are creative, there's just sort of a missing element. To kind of find that missing element in it and to put it in place so that the whole puzzle.
Yeah, just like last month.
Oh.
I just hit her head. It was just like last month with the inverted wheel of fortune.
Oh yes.
Because if you look at this, this is really interesting because it was the knight that we ended on last month. The, you know, sort of that cocky, impulsive knight that moves very quickly.
He's hardly cocky.
And we have this 9 here.
And look at his expression. That's not a cocky expression.
He's this is a card of smarts. Street smarts, like.
But he looks a little bit worried. A little bit in that there's a seriousness to this card.
Yep.
So you're in a serious mode. He's got a bandage around his head, which means also that he's had to do a heck of a lot of fighting to get to where he's gotten.
Yep.
You see.
But he's a 9.
But he's a 9, so he's just. He's
on the precipice.
He's on the precipice of success.
And solving this issue.
And solving the
whatever the issue is in order to get back to this ace.
Or I prefer the Empress because it's a major arcana card. It is more powerful in its ability to affect the whole month. And
yeah, it's very powerful.
It's very powerful.
Because it is about the seed of creativity.
It's, yes.
Yeah.
Sowing your seeds and seeing, it's really...
the birth
it's
card.
The birth, and it's...
Mother Earth card.
Harvest. You know, you're harvesting. You're about to harvest here, you see.
Yeah.
But you need one more, and you'll be there. One more idea, one more element that needs to fit. And then you'll be done.
So keep a journal near your bed, because we always say that with the 9 of Swords.
Yes. And don't
so when you're up,
worry.
pacing the floor, worried all night, write it down, get some sleep, and then you wake up refreshed the next morning, and that solution will come to you.
And you love and new ideas and new creations will be offered you, and they come from Source.
So thank you.
Thank you very much for coming to Ancient Egypt.
And if you would like any more information about this reading,
oh yeah, please come to virtualtarot.wordpress.com. We say it a lot. And we have, you see, the idea of our readings is that if you get a personal reading, you also help us here at Virtual Tarot present to you all these free readings as well, just to say that in the beginning. And then the readings themselves take it into a completely different dimension for you, where it's not only just a personal revelation, but it's a way you have of getting perspective on your life that you wouldn't be able to get in any other way. It's really quite powerful and beautiful.
So believe in Virtual Tarot.
Yes, believe in.
Or you will after you receive your reading. It's amazing, isn't it?
I'm astounded as a reader myself when I do it. I'm taken aback at every single one of them because of the absolute relevance, poignancy and relevance that each of those readings has to the particular question that's being asked.
So thanks again for watching. Share, subscribe, follow our Facebook page, and stand on your head.
And stand on your head.
Why not? We asked them to do the other things. But stay tuned.
And wait too, because at the end we have a beautiful little mini documentary on the goddess Isis.
The mother goddess Isis.
The mother goddess Isis. You will be charmed by her. So have a look.
And maybe even a little bit shocked.
And a little bit shocked.
Yes. All right. We will see you next month.
Bye.
Bye, Libra.
The history of female and mother goddesses help us as women to understand how slowly over time the divinity of women, which had been held in high respect in antiquity, became fractured and eventually lost its value in cultures around the world. Isis, the primary mother goddess of Egypt, is a prime example of this. Isis has been worshipped longer than any other known goddess. From the origin of written history to the 5th century AD, her worship began in ancient Egypt and later spread throughout Asia Minor and Europe. Her religion was a mystery cult in which she was revered as queen of heaven, earth, and the underworld. She was the goddess of love and gaiety. She was a powerful and magical healer, gifted with the ability to cure mind, body, and spirit. Isis is regarded as the universal mother. She is often portrayed suckling her son. She was a particular protector and patron of women. Isis guided women in childbirth and comforted women bereaved by the death of loved ones. Her qualities of compassion, tenderness, love, and devotion have endeared her to women throughout the ages. She is a reminder to women of their connection to the All-Goddess and to each other. As a patron of women, she affirms women as great sources of strength, healing, and inspiration for each other. She shows us our own ability to heal ourselves and to heal others. In the 4th century BC, Isis worship reached its greatest peak. There were great temples built to her. The cult of Isis spread from Alexandria throughout the Hellenistic world. After the 4th century BC, it appeared in Greece in combination with the cults of Horus, her son, and Serapis, the Greek name for Osiris. The three-part cult of Isis, Horus, and Serapis was introduced into Rome. In the 1st century BC, Egypt became a province of Rome under the leadership of Augustus. The Romans ruthlessly extracted money and resources from Egypt. They thrived at great expense to the conquered Egyptians. Over the centuries of Roman domination, people in Egypt and throughout the Mediterranean world sought comfort through the worship of the traditional Egyptian gods, whose mythology embraced a central belief in life after death. In time, the consulship of Rome made efforts to suppress or limit Isis worship. The cult virtually died out after the institution of Christianity, and the last remaining Egyptian temples to Isis were closed in the middle of the 6th century AD. In ancient Greece, the god Zeus emerged triumphant, but there were also several other gods. The male god of the ancient Hebrews, ancient Christians, and ancient Greeks effectively usurped the creative powers of the mother goddess, claiming for himself the female ability to produce offspring. And now, billions of women in the modern world are left without a positive archetype of the feminine divine. The ancient goddess Isis serves to remind us of a time when the female qualities of compassion, tenderness, love, and devotion were revered by mankind, so that now we as women can once again recognize and revere our own feminine divine.